everybody, welcome to the football fill-in. England got off to an absolutely belting start yesterday. 6-2 winners. We are joined in the studio today by a bit of a footballing legend, actually. We have got the main man himself, Mr. Steve Bull. Bully. Come on, bad boy, let's get into this one. We're going to talk all things England. Steve, thank you for coming on the show, mate. Really do appreciate it.
All day
long. Massive big Wolves legend. You watched the game yesterday, yeah?
I thought you were going to say a massive Wolves fan. That's what I thought you were going to say then.
I'm not a Wolves fan.
I know, I thought you were going to say that.
You're definitely not a Wolves fan.
No, I'm not a Wolves fan. We've just been having like a bit of a talk about Wolves and West Brom and all this kind of stuff before. And
what game did you talk about first, Ben?
I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to talk
we
about
did.
it.
We
What was
did.
it? When he got booed? Was he got bantered and booed?
For 95 minutes.
What was it? 5-0, I think that game was 4-0 or 5-0 or something like that.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So we were reminiscing, and I didn't enjoy any of this, to be honest with you, because we played against Wolves last season when I was at Watford, and we got absolutely pumped. But I had a stinker, didn't I? I had an absolute stinker.
You didn't. I think the crowd got on your back.
The crowd got in my head massively. But Bully was saying, I was one of those guys in the crowd that was giving you those pelters.
Bully said, I'm surprised you had me on the show because I was calling you a wanker for night.
It was horrible. Right, let's take it back to England. By the way, Bully has scored 306 career goals, by the way. So for the younger listeners out there, younger watchers, this guy was an absolute goal machine. Like back in our day, especially, Tom, wasn't he?
Wow.
It was like you'd be watching Soccer Saturday or whatever it was called back then. What was it called back then?
I don't know.
But it would be like Wolves have scored, and you knew for a fact it was going to be Steve Bull who had scored that goal. By the way, absolute animal. You watched the game yesterday. Give me your opinions on what you thought of England.
I thought it was quite good. I know you're going to say quite good. You thought it was quite good. It was 6 goals, quite good. I thought it was good the way they set up. Yeah. I think, I played in one in the World Cup against Egypt. He put me on, but they had 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, 1 up front. It's hard to break down.
Yeah.
And the way they broke that team down yesterday, I know they're saying it's going to be Iran and whatever, that easy, this one, but it's hard to do that because I said to you before, it takes a special goal to score against teams like that. But the way they break them down, round the back and in the inside, I thought they played some very, very good football.
Yeah, do you think... obviously, 6 goals is fantastic, but Harry Kane didn't get on the score sheet. Do you think that's a bit of a problem? Would you think that's a problem? Because he got 2 assists, and Harry Kane doesn't strike me as the guy who particularly cares if he doesn't score with things like that. But from a striker's point of view, what does that feel like?
I think a striker's point of view, you get frustrated with yourself. If you don't score on a goal, I used to have a right pug on me for half an hour after the game if I didn't score, because I thought that's my job to do it. But then you have to say your contribution. Your contribution is coming back, getting the ball, let the other 2 run down the back. Yeah. So you're dragging the defenders out, and that's what I said before. The way they moved about, the 3 of them up front, that's how we got the goal. So Harry Kane, now, he will get his goals. Yeah. He will get, when he comes up against like the Hollands, the Germanys, the teams who play football with 4 at the back, he will get his natural striker's goals.
Was it Sterling's goal? I think the ball came up on the... He's just a great outlet, isn't he? Strong. On the halfway line, he's pinned his defender. And he's put the ball on, and then he's received the ball, laid it out, and then Saka.
I said yesterday that I know you think Saka's goal was good, Billingham's was good. Sterling's was the best one.
Yeah.
Because it's hitting the outside of the foot and it's got to go that way.
How hard of a finish is that?
How can you do that? I know the other was a technique or whatever, but when that ball comes across, I know you've only got to guide it, to put your foot and get that gap of a foot by the near post. I thought it was brilliant.
Do you know what? I said exactly the same thing. So we did a watch-along last night, Bully, and I said exactly the same thing. He put it in the goal. I went, lads, you don't understand how hard that finish is, You're running at full pout, the ball's whipped in, and I know it looks like he's just stuck his leg out and it's gone in, but he's guided that, hasn't he? That's a hard thing to do.
Watch that ball from toe to foot, right there, boom, went, that's a great goal.
Yeah.
That's a great goal.
Give me a bit of Harry Kane chat then. Just how good is this guy? Because like you say, I think one of his things that I love that he does is he drops deep and he will pin and he will hold and stuff. But sometimes you want him to just not do that, don't you? Yeah. And you want him to stay up the top a bit more.
You do, because you want to release. You want somebody, like the last man, you need to have somebody the last man, so you got to release ball out. But it's a team game. Yeah. It's a team game. He was probably frustrated yesterday. Lack of supply. He was doing more doggy work than going up front or whatever. But as a player, he's an all-out-and-out player, isn't he? He's proving it now at Tottenham. He's scoring goals for fun. Even if he's coming back, he's still getting the box. His headers, he's putting his head where it hurts.
He does everything, doesn't he?
He does.
He does do absolutely everything.
He don't mind. He doesn't mind having a right go because he what a goal scorer on to do is score goals.
Yeah.
And
he'll do anything.
Two assists yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
And with Sterling, that's going to be enough, to obviously keep his place for the USA game, right?
Yeah, I do think. I know the lads come on. Look! Oh man, the bench now for England is one of the best benches I've seen since I played. When you got Lineker, Beers, the Gascoigne, Waddle, Shield, all them. But then you got a bench here now with Rashford coming off the bench, his first touch, bang.
I know.
That just shows the quality we've got in the side.
Rashford, Foden, Grealish, all coming off the bench. You're like, what?
Two of them scoring.
Right, Callum Wilson comes through on goal. Steve Bull's rattling in the top corner. He ain't laying
What
that
are you
off.
doing there?
Yeah, I'm not laying that off.
Mate, I watched Lineker and Shearer last night. They're all laughing at themselves going, we would shoot that ball, we'd put that in. Because we were greedy buggers we was greedy people.
You've got to have that though, haven't you?
You've got to have the hunger. You've got to have the hunger. And Wilson probably did that to say, I've got on the side, let me do the best I can. If he was playing for his normal team, he'd have gone bang.
Yeah, he would,
bottom corner, wouldn't he? But as you say, it's clever. Pull it back, little tap in. There you go, another goal up there.
Yeah. What do you make of the team selection? Is that something you'd have gone with? Is there a couple you might have changed?
There's always couples. When you bring them on, you think, I'm going to put them in next time. I would start with the side he started with again.
He has to.
Me personally, I'd start with the side again because that's how that got him to 3-0 then. Yeah. That team did. And then change it again if we ever get to 3-0 again.
Yeah.
Fozzie, before we go any further, I've got to ask you, because this is your favourite subject at the moment, VAR.
Yes.
Right. Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Did you see this, by the way? What?
I did.
My God.
So wait there a second. Let's just wind him up.
What?
VAR, off you go, mate.
But this is so. What? I don't get the point of it, right? So if they're gonna check back for the Iran penalty and they're gonna deep dive into it and go, yeah, that's a penalty. Iran deserved this penalty. How can they not do the same thing for England? Because the England penalty on Harry Maguire, which should have been a penalty, was an even more obvious.
It was like Johnny Wilkinson in his prime, tackling someone.
He had both arms round him, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not a big fan of of VAR whatsoever. I hate the thing. I just think it takes away goal line technology. Cool. Yeah. It's like instant. It is what it is. But I think when it's left to somebody to make a decision in a studio somewhere. Nah, just leave it out.
I thought it was brought in, but when it first came in, it weren't brought in for the offside. It was for the grappling in the box.
Yeah, all that bits and bobs. Yeah,
what the referee can't see.
Yeah.
And like you say, our penalty was like a little tug like this.
Like behind
this one is like doing a ballroom dance on the 6-yard box, you know what I mean? They aren't they? Again, what's going on here? If that's not a penalty, I'll eat my hat. You know what I mean? And I'll get us, because we're ex-footballers, if we had it in our day, if I had it in my day when I played, I would have been on the pitch. Yeah. I'd have been elbowing and headbutting and kicking and everything.
You could do though, couldn't you? You could get away with so much more back in the day, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Is that something that... So I know you had that in you, right? It's that... I don't know, you're either born with it or you're not, but that little sort of mischievous, give a little kick, leave something in there kind of thing, that you don't see that anymore, do you?
You can't touch anybody, and I know, I mean, it weren't nastiness we did it. Yeah. He was saying, that's my ball, if you're in the way, I'm going to get you out of the way.
He'll do it to you, though. I mean, he would have done it to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at Diego Costa a couple of weeks ago for us, didn't he? He got done in the 94.
What is he doing?
I know.
Yeah, I mean...
I actually went like that. No, I didn't.
So back in your day, Bully, so would you purposely, so if you've got maybe a young centre-half in front of you, would that be something premeditated before the game, thinking, I'll just leave a little something early on, or...
Yeah, you just leave... Well, I'll tell you what, there was a lad called Steve Walsh who used to play for Leicester, big centre-half with Jerry Taggart, and me and you used to stand in the tunnel. Me and him used to stand in the tunnel next to each other. I used to look up at him. He looked at me. I was thinking, is it your turn to get sent off or was it mine? And that was it. And then we went out. I catched his heel. The guy went, bosh. I'm like this on the floor. Has he gone? Has he get out to play with 10 men? But now we even like you say, you tug shirts, you elbow, you do whatever. You get the knee in the back when you come for the keeper's thing and whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. You do them things. You don't do it to maim them or to hurt them. You say, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here, remember? And like you say, you can't do it nowadays.
The amount of times, though, where, if a striker comes and when I go for a ball, I'm shouting for it, I'm thinking this is just an easy take. But out of nowhere, a striker comes and just gives you a little pig, The next time I come to take a ball, I take my eye off it a little bit, because I'm looking for that striker again. That's what it's about, is just letting them know that you're there. But even that, I think, has just gone from the game.
And what about the Iran goalkeeper last night? Is obviously he took one off his own team, didn't he?
Wow.
Jeez.
The poor lad, you know what?
Was it his proper nose or was it broke?
A bit of both.
I'm saying that because that was a beast, by the way. That was a beast when it happened.
I feel bad for him. He had a fairly good sized conk on him beforehand, didn't he? Before the game started. But that was as soon as it happened, didn't I said to you, I went,
here we go.
That's a bad one.
You know what I mean?
That was a really bad one.
And to let him play on.
No, I know. Yeah, it's silly.
We talked about this during the game, didn't we? Because Emmy Martinez got similar a few weeks ago, and we literally talked about it on the live stream, didn't we? Yeah. Why is this still happening?
Yeah. I think if there's any kind of blood on your body, you must go off and assess it. If it's on your head, you've got to come off because if the blood from your head, that's something wrong.
We don't have at the moment. I'm right. I should know this, but we don't have a concussion protocol, do we? Where if there's doubt, they come off and a temporary sub come. Nothing like that.
They've just got to come off altogether.
Yeah, I think they've got to make the call. But you know what it's like though, Bully. Like when I guarantee you, back in the day, there's so many times you would have got bumped in the head or headed or nudged and something like that, where you've gone a little bit like, whoa, wow. I don't really know what that was, but. Inbuilt in you just want to go, no, I'll be fine. And you'll just play on through it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I did. We played Villa at home in the olden days with the old coach shed, and I went up for the ball and Spinksy come out, and I just literally got the ball before him, went wallop. Right here on the side here, I'm lying flat down like this. I'm half and half like this, I roll over like this, the doctor comes on. See, God's honest to this, doctor comes on, he goes,
smelling salts.
How many? 3. Go on then, get back on. He was like that. I'm going, oh my word. It was honestly, I was like strangling the bell. I'll be all right in a minute. It was honestly,
That's brilliant.
We were talking about Harry Maguire a minute ago. I said, so watching it last night, the way that he walked off, I think anybody that's played the game, you can tell and you'll see that he looks like he might have done something there, didn't he? Because the way he's kind of talking to people, it's like he knew what he had done, didn't he? He knew he's probably hurt something.
Yeah, but he's one of them. Yeah, he's a diehard, and he wanted to prove something last night. I mean, he wanted to prove to people saying, "I'm not an has-been. I'm not done. I'm still here, fighting with the country and whatever." I did feel a little bit sorry for him because the fans are ultimately there's got to be a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And he's the scapegoat at the moment, but he put in a good performance last night.
Really good yesterday, wasn't he?
If that goal would have gone in underneath the bar, I'd have gone, fair play to him, mate. I'd have jumped in the telly and shook his hand myself, you know what I mean?
I was listening to the radio in the morning and they said bet of the day was Harry Maguire to score first, 20-1 he was. So I rung my mate up straight away. I was like, mate, if you're going to put a football bet on today, they say 20-1 for Harry Maguire. And he was like, slabhead, he scores headers for fun, mate. And then when he's hit the crossbar,
I'd say that.
I was thinking, oh, mate, poor bugger. But no, I was buzzing for him, to be fair. But the way he played was absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of people will say about the first goal, he kind of like switched off a little bit. But it's easy done when it's 4-0. But I think the way that he just walked off the pitch, I kind of thought, oh.
He looked a bit disheartened in his face, and his head was down. He's going like this, going.
Exactly.
And then usually come off going, yeah, I've done my job, I'm all right, I'll be okay for the next one. But his head was down a bit when he said, we'll have to wait and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, I know,
Bully, what you like on the old quiz?
The quiz? Not the best. What kind of quiz?
Fozzie?
It's a football quiz. It's
football
like
quiz.
General knowledge.
What type of quiz?
Shocking. General knowledge, have a go.
What's the name of your quiz now? It gets longer by the week.
So the quiz today is the Qatar World Cup 2022 world famous football fill-in 60-second quiz, and that's exactly what we're about to do right now. Bully. What's it called again, Bully?
Jeez, you'll have to help me. Yeah, the Fozzie's quiz.
Right, Jamie, have you got the 60-second counter ready for me, please, mate?
Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Which goalkeeper has the record for the most clean sheets for England?
For England, or Peter Shilton?
Yes. Which nation is the only nation to compete in every single World Cup?
A nation. Brazil?
Yeah. Which former Fulham striker used to pull a mask from his sock and wear it for his goal celebration? Oof.
Oh, goal celebration. Fulham player?
Yeah.
I'll go, what's his name? Fulham. What's his name?
You can pass.
Pass.
You won't get it. Facundo Sava, who was the only host nation to get knocked out in the group stages. The
host nation?
Yeah.
Oh, that was that...
Pass. South Africa. Who was Crystal Palace's record signing?
Record signing? Oof. Oh, my word.
That is a tough one.
I don't know. I'll go Zaha.
Christian Benteke. Which Aston Villa player won the Copa America in 2021 with Leo Messi? Which Villa player?
Villa player.
Plays in goal.
Plays in goal. Pass.
Martinez. How many times have Italy won the World Cup?
3.
4. Who scored a last gasp? Oh,
I know you started, we finished.
Yeah.
You started.
you know, I like it. I do though. Once I start, mate, that's it. I
what
get
it
to
is?
finish. So take your time.
You
over
need
it,
this
right?
If you'd have said to me, I've got to pass,
No,
I'd have said that at the start, but I've not done it now, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've got
The rules, you got the rules wrong. I'm not having that.
you
if
should-
you'd have said, if you pass, you get more questions in. Me the dithering, you know what I mean?
Nah.
I think-
Sorry, no. I can't do that to him. I'm sorry.
Go on, it's this quiz, you got to go.
Right, so what's he on? 2 so far?
Yeah.
Two.
man.
This one is a doddle, bully, yeah? It's a doddle.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should
He
get
says
this,
this.
all right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you
yeah,
should
yeah.
get this, I
Yeah,
promise
yeah.
you, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I started, so I'll finish, all right? So take your time, no rush. Who scored a last gasp Champions League final winner for Man United in the 98-99 season?
Yeah, was you? Yeah, I thought the Solskjaer.
Yes, there you
Either
go.
that or Sheringham.
Solskjaer, wasn't it?
I've took your first answer anyway. Solskjaer was golden, mate. 3 you got then, all right?
Okay, thanks.
You're not bottom.
You're not
You're not
bottom.
bottom.
When I bottom. I feel shocked about it. Look at him. I ain't having these. Taking the piss, by the way. I ain't having these.
You were off to a flyer as well. You got the first 2.
I know
I
he
did, I was
did,
actually
yeah,
running,
no.
but then you got me worried then. I'm thinking...
All right, everybody, it is time for what you're wearing, and this week it is a bit of a special one today because I think this got to be the best shirt
I think
we've seen
this is
so
the best
far.
one we've ever
You
had.
said that to everybody?
No, I promise you, Bully. I
No.
promise you, Bully.
Until this week.
Okay.
No, I think this is the best one we've
This
ever
is the
had.
best one I think we've ever had. So Bully brought in a shirt for us today from the Italia 90 World Cup. Obviously part of the England squad, made an appearance, world class.
One appearance.
How many appearances?
More appearances there.
How many appearances?
Coming against Belgium, coming against...
Batty's won.
Egypt?
Batty's won.
Yeah.
Egypt, fly a full game against Egypt, coming against Holland. So they're not just one.
Sorry, Bully.
He's
I've
putting me
done it
down because I'm Wolves. See.
I've done it
is.
down there, haven't I? I'm really
Wolves
sorry.
Wolves fans, get in the comments and give him some
Give
shit.
him some stick.
Do you want to show us this shirt, though,
Yes,
Bully,
mate,
please?
yeah.
Because this is a beauty. Have a
There you
look
go,
at this.
boy. There it is. Do you wanna hold it, or
Oh
you?
my gosh, look at that. What's it saying there?
Warm, mate.
FIFA World Cup, Italy 90.
Stitched in. Number 21 as well.
Is that the best England shirt of all time?
That's like it's got to be up there.
It's up there.
A lot
gotta
of
be
people
up there.
say that when I wear it or whatever. I can just about get on, by the way.
Really, yeah.
But a lot of people say today that's one of the best ones.
What size is that? What size shirt
This
is that?
one, oh, you're telling me. I used to have muscles then.
Look at it. Oh my God, it's like it's not even on there. It's like faded so much. It's beautiful.
That's a lovely shirt.
That is like I was saying to you
You
earlier.
try it on
wasn't
if
I?
you want. Have you got one as well? You not got one of them?
I can't try that one. I can't try that one.
sin, yeah.
I haven't got. I can't do that. I can't do that. That is. I was saying to Bully earlier. I said, mate, do you know how much these kind of like match-worn retro shirts are going for now? And he's like, no, not really. Absolutely thousands, mate. These are going crazy. Like I say, especially that with the embroidery on there. Oh my God, mate, that is a beauty. Thank you for bringing.
Oh, no, was it all?
today.
All day long.
That's the
Thanks for
best
such a
thing.
nice gift, Bully. Thank you. That's so kind
Go
of
show
you.
me the other. I'll give you.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. That look number 21.
Yeah, that is a bad boy, mate.
Right.
Absolutely beautiful. Right, come on, what we got here?
Right, Bully's given me, because I'm a big Wolves
Nice little
fan,
beanie.
a beanie.
Ah, here
Forever
we go.
Wolves. We've got Steve Bull 9.
Oh, yeah.
So, put it on.
How much would Steve Bull be worth in today's market? Do you know what I mean? How much would a prime Steve Bull be
lot.
worth in the Premier League today?
A lot.
Oh,
A lot.
guaranteed
Thank you, Bully.
goals. Do you know what? I was going to put that on, but it says Forever Wolves on the back of it, so I can't do it, Bully. Honestly, mate, I can't do it. Baggies fans will never
It's like
forgive
you.
me.
You know what I thought? Oh, come on. He's
Bull
going to say, Bully, I'll give you the grand if you wear an Albion shirt to do this interview. I'm going,
I've got
no,
an Albion
I
shirt
ain't
up
doing
here,
it.
you know. I've got an Albion shirt up here, you know. It's Chris Brunt's as well. It's Chris Brunt's.
Is it?
We'll put a link down in the description below to Bully's merch, to his website.
Yeah, if you're a Wolves fan, if you're just a Steve Bull fan in general, get yourself something because there's lovely stuff that, by the way. Unfortunately, it does say Forever Wolves on the back of it. You know, you can't have it all. It's not the end of the world, is it?
Love it.
Should we get into a bit of player ratings?
Yeah, come on, let's go some player ratings.
Player ratings, okay, yes.
We'll start with the goalkeeper. Can I do the rating for the goalkeeper, please?
I think so because your
Yeah, it's my forte,
category,
isn't it?
your forte,
I'll
yeah.
leave the rest to you for sure. But the one save that Pickford made last night was a top class save, weren't it? There was
Little fingers,
tiny
little tiny one,
And
yeah.
as soon as he made the save, I said to the lads here, I said, I think he saved that, you know, lads. And everyone was kind of like, but that little difference between getting the touch and not,
Yeah,
it was a goal
yeah, yeah.
or it wasn't a
It's
goal.
inside of the bar and
It's-
under,
It was
yeah.
as simple as that. It was a really, really good save. He came out and did a punch just a little bit later. It was a quiet game for him. I'll give him a solid 7, though. I know he's let 2 goals in. The penalty can't do nothing about. The first goal was a good finish, good play from Moran in general. I'll give him a solid 7 just because it is what it is. Let's go for the back 4 then, okay? Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, yes, he's not my favourite player.
Yeah.
Because I think he leaves his foot in too many high times. I've seen it in club level and international level. But he was solid as last night. Solid as up and down the wing. He was like, they say, like a flying pig. Up and down the wing, boom, boom, boom. So I'd do the same as you. I'd probably give 7, 7.5.
Yeah, boom. 7, we go for 7 just because Luke, our editor, said we've got a load of like graphics that pop up on screen and you're not allowed to do halves. So he said, just get him to say a solid 7.
Can he not be bothered then? Can he not be bothered behind it? We haven't been bothered to be here. He can't be bothered.
he said, just make sure you don't say halves, all right? Just say solids,
So that's
right?
more misinformation again. Let's see.
We'll go the other side, Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier, solid as.
Yeah,
solid as.
big fan of
You know
Kieran.
what I mean? I think he's absolutely brilliant. Like you said, when he comes down to our place, he's guaranteed free kick outside the box. He was a bit unfortunate with the one, but I tell you what, he's solid up and down. They're both... They're like 2 bookends, if you know what I mean. Shaw's and him like bookends, so I'll put him the same, 7 again.
Yeah, good 7. Centre-back, St John Stones.
Pair them together, rock solid. They've got a combination together. The pair them together. I am. I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to give Maguire 8. I'm going to give Stone 7 as well.
Yeah, nice. They do work really well, them two.
They seem to connect as well. One that know where to go each other.
What is it about international football, especially for people like Harry Maguire, that when he turns up on international duty, it's like it's a different game for him, isn't it? It's like he is built for international football.
Yeah, but it's like I say, if you're playing at your own club and you ain't got the right players there.
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
So it all depends on who's playing with his club. He might not be suited by it, you know what I mean? So, but with them, they've got a great combination. One goes forward, one goes back. They play like this. It's a good solid back four. That is a good solid back four.
Let's take it into midfield. Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham, yes. When I saw the first 10 minutes, well, the first 5-10 minutes before he went, I thought he's off the pace a bit. Yeah. He was like this instead of like this. Yeah. He was like this, and he took his goal to perk him up to get him on his toes, and then he was off and running. Then he was back to the sharpness. It was like a bit lethargic.
Yeah, going through the motions a bit.
Yeah, I mean for the goal itself, but you got to give him a 9 there for what he done on that day. It was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's one of them where you just go guide it, loop it. A great goal. Great goal.
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, he was a machine, wasn't he? Yeah. He was doing the doggy work, left, right and centre, tracking people down. He was doing like a Neves does, comes back, gets the ball, sprays it, goes and gets it up front. And I think the only thing missing with him, if he could have scored. That would have been his whole performance for that game, and I'm going to give him 9.
Nice, I love this. Heavy ratings. I love the positivity on this. How important is a player like Declan Rice, the ones that do the unselfish work, the dirty work that nobody really notices or sees, but he's always doing it. It's
like the Gerrards and the Lampards. You have to have one in your side. If you got one of them in the side, they call them snotters. Yeah. They're snotters in the middle of the thing, and they'll put the foot in and they'll spray the ball as well. And he's one of them. And he's one of them. You know, he's a good player.
Declan Rice, you're a snotter, geese.
No, not in a bad way. Not in a bad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what they say in the black country. You know.
Declan Rice, you're a snotter.
You know what I mean? Like you're having it, and also he can play as well.
Oh, I love it.
Bully, you got to come back, man.
World class, mate. Absolute world class. Raheem Sterling. I was a little bit surprised that he started yesterday. I thought he'd go with maybe Foden or he'd change it back a little bit, but I thought he did really well.
Yeah, I did as well. A few stray passes here and there. You know what I mean? He just didn't fill his potential. I think when Kane and him switched a few times, I think they got a bit of an understanding. You know what I mean? And the goal just epitomises the work rate he did. One of them down that right hand side. He wasn't having much joy on the right hand side. That's why they have to switch inside and switch out and get the joy they can. But to that, I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, solid.
But I'll give him a 9 for the goal.
Yeah,
the goal was absolutely brilliant.
I think that was probably the best goal of the day, wasn't it? Out of all 8, really, that was probably the best goal. Yeah. Over on the other side, Saka,
young. You know what I mean? Sometimes he shows his immaturity, gets caught on the ball, he's a bit lacking a passing, sometimes a bit sloppy, if you know what I mean. It ain't like a boom, it's like just have that, sugar up there, then he has to run back and get it. But his work rate, yesterday again, exactly the same as Sterling. If you've got them 2 at the back here, shows in thinking, and then them 2 there, they can work off each other, backwards, forward. So I'll give them an 8 as well.
How hard do you think it would be for opposition teams when they see that lineup? When, like, say, you've got Trippier and Shaw, and then you've got Sterling and Saka. Yeah. opposition defenders and that must look at that and just think,
that's what
wow.
you see. I mean, you shouldn't look at the other teams. You should concentrate on your own.
Yeah.
But now they're beginning, oh, sugar.
Yeah.
They got him on today. Who they're going on today? Who they're going on today?
And then on the bench as well.
So they'll have to adjust again. Their team will have to adjust again for what we put out. You know what I mean? So which is it's a good headache for the opposing team.
Yeah,
you know
like say when you can bring Rashford, Grealish, Foden.
Well, look, I know it's scary. No, they're no good.
Mason Mount.
Mason Mount. I thought he was quiet yesterday.
Yeah.
He was,
I thought
wasn't
he was very, very quiet yesterday.
He works. He will always work, won't he? He will always work.
In my eyes, he did like I'm not being funny. He huffed and puffed.
Yeah.
He huffed and puffed. You know, he weren't on the game. He weren't on his normal game. He's box to box, and having plenty of shots around the box. I don't think he had one shot at the first half.
He needs a good game against USA.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to. That's if he plays. If he needs to. Well, I hope he does play. But I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, solid 7. And then up top, our boy Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, you know what I mean, like we said before we come on air, his work rate is unbelievable. He didn't score, but I ain't bothered about that at all. He's got goals in abundance in him, and he'll only take one goal, and once he gets one goal, he'll go bang. You know what I mean? I think Wall Kane didn't score 2. Sterling scored 2. Yeah. So that's the way strikers should work. Yeah, you know what I mean? And people up front like that, so work. But I'm still for his work rate, I'm going to give him a 9.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? I agree with that, to be honest with you, because, like I say, he might not be the guy that's putting the ball in the back of the net, but he takes so many players away from everybody else, don't they? Because I guarantee you they would have gone, right, be careful with him. You know what he is. He's world class. And they'd have committed 2 players, 2 defenders at all times pretty much to him.
That's all it is. That's the same with me and Muchie played. I put 2 on me and leave Muchie on his own. Yeah, so at least then I know I can drag these 2 out and he can score a goal. And that's what Sterling did with Kane. Kane dragged 2 out. Yeah. Sterling, boom, on his own near the sticks. Fair play.
Harry,
there was a bit of Fozzie. There was a little bit of added time in the England game, wasn't there? And in fact, there was a bit of added time
in every game.
In every game.
Yeah. So what was it? 27 minutes in the England game. What's going on here, Bully? Seriously.
Yeah,
they're doing something here, by the way. They must be purposely trying to do this, right?
Well, I don't know what they're doing, because if they're going to do that, they're going to exhaust all the players because the heat out there and they're putting more time on. Why don't they just stop the clock there and start again from when it was?
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when there was a single injury for 30 seconds or a minute, add that on after. Yeah. But with that injury there, they should have gone, right, 14 minutes, 12 minutes, stop it.
A big injury. I
Once
totally
they kick
agree,
off,
mate. Yeah.
Boom, it's gone. And it's
not trying to stop it for like throw-ins and corners and stuff like that. But if somebody goes down injured and they need treatment, I think that could be a good shout, to be fair. Just stop the watch.
Yeah.
Boom, you know it's going to be 4 or 5 minutes.
With the injuries, if they don't do that, then they'll go back to having every 25 minutes you have a water break.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's 40 degrees, 30, 40 degrees, 40 degrees out there. I did Italy in about 36 degrees, and that was bloody hot, by the way. And this is even hotter. You know what I mean? So they're going to be exhausted. Yeah. You saw them yesterday going down, cramps and that, loads of them in cramp. And they've got to learn, the FA got to learn, don't worry about the armband. Yeah. Fuck, jeez, oh my. Concentrate what's happening on the pitch, the football.
No, absolutely. Well, it was 47 minutes
47
across the three games.
Yeah, outrageous, isn't it? What? I just don't get it. So they're obviously they've obviously made a thing of saying, right, we are going to put a lot more injury time into it. Yeah. Whether it's for like viewing figures and people get to watch more football or whatever it is, I have not got a clue. But I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. But I was talking about the heat as well. I was out in Oman last week, so I had a little break, like a little week away. I look on the weather app and it says it's like 30 degrees or something like that. Bully, I promise you it's a lot hotter than 30 degrees. It was easily 37, 38 degrees every single day. And I'm thinking, there's no way this is 30 degrees. Like, I can stay out in this for about half an hour and then I'm thinking, I'm burning a crisp here, kind of thing. You'll get yourself inside.
You're just lying there.
Yeah, I know.
They're running around to the highest extent they can.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? It'll take something for something to happen to them to realise, you know what I mean, stop it. You know, either stop every 25 minutes or stop the time on the clock and say, that's your time. We'll carry on to the 45 minutes.
Well, one of the last minute, obviously, Jack Grealish scored in the last minute, didn't he? Nice little story behind that, wasn't there, Foz?
Oh, yeah, it's lovely. So, obviously, Jack Grealish, Brummie lad, his sister's got cerebral palsy. So he's obviously plays for Man City. He did a community event.
He does quite a lot. It's important to know, isn't it? Because we have a bit of jip with him about the Almiron thing every week, don't we? And obviously it's light-hearted. But he does a lot of community work, and you hear this a lot from people in and around the industry, how much Jack does, and he's meant to be a lovely lad.
Yeah, lovely lad,
and that gesture he did yesterday.
Yeah, well, we normally have sort of a segment on the show, Bully, where it's called like a champ of the week or a chump of the week kind of thing. But this week, for sure, Jack Grealish gets champ of the week because he met with this young lad called Finley a few weeks ago, and this kid, Finley, who's got cerebral palsy, said, Jack, listen, if you score a goal in the World Cup, will you do this like celebration for me? And it was kind of like, it was a bit like a Daniel Sturridge. Remember Daniel Sturridge?
It
was a bit like that kind of thing. And Jack went, yeah, all right, sweet. If I score, I'll do that celebration for you. So he scored last night, obviously, and then did the celebration, dedicated to Finley. Top class, Jack Grealish, mate. You are champ of the week. By the way, did you ever do any celebrations yourself? What was yours? You used to pop some moves, didn't you?
Weird ones, finger in the air when I scored one.
Dance moves and stuff, didn't you?
Me. I can't even talk to mine dance.
He taught Jay Lings everything he knows.
No, but
Bully,
me from Tipton. Yeah, right.
Not fancy a little Roger Miller?
No, the older thing.
Yeah,
No.
Hey, you still got him, Bully?
Steady.
Just a little Anelka, do one of them running. Bully.
Imagine.
No, them days.
I think that's your luck, lads. I think that's absolutely top class. Bully, mate, that was world class.
I'm enjoying myself.
I know, mate.
Carry on.
We're good.
Do you know what we can do? We can talk a little bit USA Wales. Did you watch that game, by the way?
I did, yes.
If you'd have said no, then I'd have gone, cool, game
going-
over, let's go.
Should have said.
Yeah, let's talk. I want to just talk a little bit about USA and Wales. Watching them last night, I wasn't overly impressed, I've got to be honest with you.
No, me too.
I think this should be a bit of a doddle, this league, shouldn't it?
They should be. England should actually walk it in. I think the second game, I know USA, they were running on like, I don't know, we're here, we're lucky to be here, fast as running like headless chickens. I was all over the place where Wales didn't know where to do, who was playing where. It was like watching Wolves at the moment because we didn't know where we was, who was playing in what position, what was going on, and I did feel a bit sorry for them. But when like you said, when they got the penalty at the end, got the 1-1, that'll give them a bit of encouragement now. Give them encouragement. Sure. So I think they got Iran next, didn't they? So I think they'll find that tough. Yeah. Because I think if we found that tough, no disrespect to the Welsh players, a class of our players to build around the back of them and get them. Yeah. They've got to have that in their team.
That's just what it is. If you can break Iran down and get that goal, then you've got a chance.
But they might do that with Ramsey and Bale and certain people. They might be able to do it. Put more in the middle or something. And just try and.
I think it was good for us the fact that they've drawn, because you think USA on Friday they need to do something. Yeah. So what we were saying yesterday, Fozzie, it's almost like England getting an early goal in the fact that they can't just sit back for 90 minutes and put two banks behind the ball. They're going to have to make some moves, aren't they? Which could play into our hands quite nicely.
I think USA and Wales will step their game up for England, though. I think USA they've got that kind of bit of a run in history, haven't they, where they will want to show what they can do. Yeah. The Welsh, obviously being another home nation, it's almost like a derby. They're going to step their game up. Yeah. So I think they'll be difficult games, but I just think, to be honest with you, we'll have too much for them. We should comfortably run over them.
George Weah's lad scored last night.
Yeah, he did.
And an interesting fact I did here, and it's fair play to Wales. Remember when Iceland went? Was it beat us in the Euro? Was it the Euros they beat us, Iceland?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
The population of America, 330 million. Yeah. Population of Wales, 3 million.
3 million.
And they're mixing it.
What's that, 1%?
1%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is impressive.
And Gareth Bale, what was that? His 41st goal?
It's almost like you didn't write it down on the board.
I know, I should remember. 41st goal for a team of Wales stature. Score 41 goals in 108 odd games. It's very impressive, isn't it?
You'd like him to go through. I'd like him to go through.
Would you? Yeah.
I would. England, Scotland, Ireland. I'd like them all. It's like the Midland sides. Yeah. You want to stick together, don't you? And say, go as far as you can. As long as we don't meet up with you, you go as fast as far as you can.
It's funny though, Bully, isn't it? Because I think a lot of English people have that attitude. Some of my family are Welsh, and it's like, that's great. And I always want the home nations to do well. The other home nations, the Welsh, Scottish, are like, nah, England, you can go out in the first round.
Kind of true, though, isn't it? You spoke about Wolves. Let's have a quick bit of Wolves chat then. Obviously, I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you. Bottom of the league, proper languishing bottom of the league as well. It just seems that they've just lost their identity, right?
Yeah, they've lost leaders as well. Yeah. We ain't got no leaders at the club. You know what I mean? I think when you get rid of a major and then you get rid of Conor Cody, who's a massive leader on the pitch and off the pitch, you've got nobody else to shuffle them together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And hopefully there's going to be a big transformation there. And they always say, if you're in the bottom three at Christmas, you're down. Yeah. But we've missed 8 games. You know what I mean? So you've still got 8 more games before we go to Christmas. You know what I mean? So it's one of them. So, but a new manager's come in. I thought we played. I know I saw at the video saying Arsenal romped us. Did they heck? You know what I mean? It should have been a penalty. We should have been what? We should have had a penalty before they even scored. Shouldn't we?
No
Don't come back with me.
Arsenal
Shouldn't we?
Wolves were miles.
They weren't even offside. They got penalty. It was a penalty when it won.
He needs to watch the games a bit more, didn't he, Bully? He needs to watch the games a bit more.
But listen, I think the way we played against Arsenal, if we did that the rest of the season, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
We'd be fine because I think. I think what they did on the against Arsenal, they went back to the way they were playing with 3 at the back.
Yeah.
We ain't been doing it with 4 at the back. We ain't got the
Wolves have
personnel
always
to
been
do
a
it.
3 at the back kind of team,
Yeah,
haven't they?
and the wing backs.
Back in the day,
the wing
Doherty,
backs,
bombing on all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
well, fingers crossed we can turn
Well, a big
corner.
January transfer window coming up. They're going to have to buy a few, aren't they?
Well, I don't think Lopetegui would have come if he hadn't been promised something myself. I'm sure he wouldn't have because he must have had the cards on the table and said, this is what we're in. We need to get out of this mess and this is the way you're going to do it. There's the money in there too. So fingers crossed come January and hopefully by January, well, we're taking it by January, it'll be February, March because we'll catch up with them 8 games. We should be halfway up the table, but it's football, you know. We know football, don't we? We've been there, up there, we've been there, we've been everywhere.
You can't take your finger off the pulse, though, mate. You can't take your foot off the gas. Like I say, we were talking earlier about West Brom. One, like 7-8 years in the Premier League, like flying, doing really well. You take your foot off the gas for one season, mate. You get relegated into that championship, and that championship is an absolute
well, we went down to Division 1, didn't we? It took us that to realise, hold on a minute, we ain't as solid as what you think. But then I tell you what, that was one of the best seasons I've been watching Wolves for a long time because I thought that was their standard.
Yeah.
I did, because he was going to the games, the small half-eyes, coming away the small because we win every game. But then when someone went back and went, no, we don't want to be down there. Yeah. We want to be up there. And as soon as we hit the Premiership, we steadied our ship the first season. I thought, we're here now, we're here for good. But like you say, it can turn itself over.
It's not a given, is it? Premier League football is not a guarantee, no matter who you are.
It's funny though, isn't it? Like historically with teams like Baggies, Fulham, Wolves, over the years, it's a double-edged sword because you go in to watch football in the Championship, and if you're a better team in the Championship, you enjoy it. You really enjoy it. The day out, winning not every week, but winning more than you lose. Sure. And then you get into the Prem, and if you're at the bottom, it can be soul-destroying, can't it? And you go, do you know what? Sometimes.
Back in the Champo again,
it's
please.
weird. It's a weird thing, isn't it?
But you should support your side to the thick.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Imagine that. Imagine supporting your team.
You don't chuck your tickets on the pitch and I coming here again, then 3 weeks later, we hadn't done that, they're at the bottom 3. Yeah, you got to stick with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been there before in '86. We've come all the way through, so let's stick with them. That's what I mean.
Need a Steve Bull, don't we, back in the team? That's what
we need something. They need something.
Everybody needs a Steve Bull in the team. Bully, that was world class, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all the best. I don't obviously wish Wolves too much of the best because they hate me and I'm not a big fan of them. But it is what it is, isn't it? It's only banter. Honestly, I don't wish ill on anybody. But mate, absolutely top class. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in, mate.
Cheers, Bully. Thank you.
That was the football fill-in. Don't forget, by the way, we will see you Friday for the watch-along, England against USA, and then obviously the next day we do the football fill-in where we're talking about the game, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. See you soon.